Hi folks, Dr. Dick Mines here from Southwest Brain Performance Center. What I'd like to do today is talk a little bit about Alzheimer's disease and let you know what most people already know about it, but more important, let you know what most people have no idea about. And so in the behind the scenes information that you might need to make your life better. And so you don't also get worried about the possibility of Alzheimer's in your future. It's a dreadful disease, there's no doubt about it. But what's coming to light now is more and more people are determining that it's a lifestyle illness, which means you can do 75% of the activities to get yourself better. That doesn't mean it's totally preventable at all. It certainly does not mean that there's any cure for the disease. It's not likely to happen. However, if you can change lifestyle and do a couple of things that we're talking about today, you're going to reduce the possibility of you ever having it. Are we okay on that? Good. So some of the things you might already know are this. I'm going to read from the National Institutes of Health website on Alzheimer's. I'm going to go over this pretty darn quickly because I figure you probably already know this stuff, but let's make sure. What it says here is Alzheimer's disease is currently ranked as the 6th leading cause of death in this country, but recent estimates indicate that this disorder may rank all the way up to 3rd. Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia. What I mean by that is it's a form of dementia, and it's the one that affects most people, at least in this country. So it's a kind of dementia. There's a bunch of different kinds. Causes of dementia can vary depending on the types of brain changes that take place. So Alzheimer's disease is named after Dr. Alois Alzheimer in 1906. He determined that one of his patients died from this disease. Had no idea what he was looking for at the time, but now we know it is all about certain types of proteins inside the brain that die off prematurely and affect memory more than anything else. Here's the other thing too. If you're fearing that you have the beginnings of Alzheimer's, you're becoming forgetful, losing your phone, your earrings, whatever, heck, I do that too. But just know that if you realize that that's happening, you probably don't have Alzheimer's. If you don't realize that you're becoming forgetful, you leave the stove on, you burn your house down, not a good thing. That is more like an Alzheimer's symptom, okay? So plaques and tangles in the brain, going on with this little article here at the NIH, are still considered some of the main features of Alzheimer's disease. Another feature is loss of connections between nerve cells. And amazingly enough, this relates directly to what I do at the office. You can actually rewire your brain virtually, and we use a thing called neurofeedback to make that happen. But what I'm recommending people do, if you are a family member or a friend who thinks you have Alzheimer's or some form of dementia, one of the things that we can do here for you is figure out whether or not you've got 1, 2, or all 3 of those objective findings I will look for on an electroencephalograph brain map. What's that look like? Thanks for asking. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to shift gears here a little bit, and we're going to go to what's called the Evoke website. And Evoke is the name of a company who a couple years ago developed a really, really cool piece of brain evaluation machinery, the Evoke system. And what it can do for us is take a bunch of images of your brain and not put anything weird in you. We don't have to put any sort of radioactive dye in you. We don't have to use CT scanners, which are just big X-ray machines. So there's no input to the brain. There's no way we can hurt you with it. It's just very safe, very quick, and very, very inexpensive. So for less than a couple $100, you can have your brain evaluated very accurately using the same idea that they use in magnetic resonance imaging or CAT scanning. It's pretty cool stuff. So this is a printout of somebody with a normal brain. And what you can see here, I'm looking for 3 things. I'm looking for brain rhythm, brain speed, and then brain power in each one of these different rhythms. So as you can see here, I've measured 30 rhythms, 29 actually, cheated. So there's 4, and then 5 times 5 is 29 altogether. Now you see how there's all this green in the first, I'd say 25 or so. Notice the red around the front of the head here in these images. All that means is that there was some sort of muscular contraction here in this particular patient. This is a normal brain map on the Evoke system. Now let me show you something that you want to avoid if possible. You think that's normal? No, me neither. This is a great depiction of one of those things that can go wrong that we can pick up on an Evoke brain map. Notice the red in front of the head in the forebrain right there? That's one of those indicators, as I said before, that indicates to me that you've got one strike, basically. There are two other strikes I look for. One is part of the rhythm, and the other one is about brain processing speed. So if you find, like I have, as I get older, once you get to be about 65 or so, I've noticed in my patients, anyway, myself, that I'm not quite as quick, even driving. I mean, I'll look at oncoming traffic and I go, is that guy turning left in front of me? And I'll be a little sluggish to go. So that's a brain speed challenge. Now let me show you something else too that I think is really important here. And here's a person who thought they had Alzheimer's, but don't. This is a great picture of what's called pseudo dementia. That is not dementia, folks, but what it does show is the green shows you're right on speed, the red shows you're doing way too much. This shows a diminishing of this rhythm of brainwave pattern. And that can cause forgetfulness, but it's not Alzheimer's. What was interesting about this couple was that the gentleman here, whose brain map I took, was so relieved to know he didn't have Alzheimer's. He got better just because of that, just because of the stress reduction of knowing that he did not have Alzheimer's. So didn't mean he couldn't work on a few things, but he did not have Alzheimer's. So what I want to leave you with today is 75% of every chronic illness we see, whether it's Alzheimer's or some sort of inflammatory condition or reactive condition with the immune system like rheumatoid arthritis, 75% of those things are ameliorated at the very least, or the function is improved at the very most, in those people that really take care of themselves with eating the proper foods, drinking lots of water, going out for walks and hikes and sunshine, and all the things we typically talk about. So if you can do that 3/4 of the process, then we'll take care of the 1/4 that we can help you with. So what I'd like to do is invite you to talk to our patient advocate, that's Anna Haney, and ask her some questions. She's very knowledgeable. We're making sure that people have enough information and are inspired to actually do something about their health before they get to a point where they can't. So that's all I have for you today. This is Dr. Doug Mites signing off. You have a great week, and let's all celebrate being healthy.